Welcome to Cape Town News. Today is Sunday, the 26th of October, 2025, and in case you missed it, here's a recap of the top stories that made headlines in the Western Cape this past week. The Western Cape Education Department has confirmed a record 77,442 candidates set to sit for this year's National Senior Certificate exams, the highest participation ever recorded in the province's history. Of these, more than 67,000 are full-time Matric learners and just under 10,000 are part-time or repeat candidates. Education Minister David Mainier praised the achievement, noting a jump of over 3,000 new full-time entrants compared with last year. The exams begin tomorrow, with computer applications technology practicals, and will conclude at the end of November, spanning 112 papers across 473 centres. Over 2,000 invigilators and 4,000 markers will oversee nearly 1 million scripts in December. Mathematical literacy remains the most popular subject with over 53,000 participants, while Sesotho and Setswana languages each have just one candidate. Mainier described the effort as a mammoth administrative and human achievement that reflects the resilience of our teachers and students alike. He urged communities to support learners by keeping exam centres calm and free of disruptions. The provincial government also confirmed enhanced transport, power backup, and safety arrangements to ensure the exams proceed without interruption. Officials say the hashtag Class of Two. 1025 embodies the Western Cape's vision of equal opportunity and academic excellence, calling it a proud step towards stronger public education and a future workforce ready to drive innovation and growth across the province. Police have launched a massive manhunt following the execution-style murder of 7 men aged between 20 and 30 in Philippi East on Friday night. According to Colonel Andre Trout, officers from the Provincial Serious and Violent Crimes Unit are pursuing leads to apprehend those responsible. He said the attack in Road 53, Better Life area, was a senseless act of violence that will not go unpunished. Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Thembisile Patekile condemned the killings and urged residents to share information with investigators through Crime Stop or the MySaps app. Police maintain extra patrols and specialist teams have been deployed to prevent retaliatory attacks. Community leaders say fear and grief have gripped the area, with families too afraid to leave their homes after dark. The shooting follows a string of murders in Gugulethu earlier this month, raising concerns about gang territorial warfare across the Cape Flats. Police believe the incident may be linked to ongoing feuds between rival groups and say detectives are working around the clock to trace suspects. Authorities have reiterated their commitment to justice and promised swift action once identities are confirmed. The Western Cape Department of Social Development has unveiled its 2024-25 annual report, showcasing a year of what Minister Jacko Lont calls innovation, accountability, and tangible impact. Managing a 2.52 billion rand budget, the department continued to deliver critical welfare services across the province while achieving its 14th consecutive clean audit from the Auditor General. More than 1 billion rand was channeled to non-profits supporting child protection, disability care, and gender-based violence survivors. The department assisted 12,398 at-risk children, trained 168 care workers in frail care standards, and supported 24,000 GBV survivors through counselling and shelter programs. Minister Lont praised frontline staff for delivering with compassion and competence despite economic headwinds. The report also highlighted major youth empowerment progress, with 14,856 young people benefiting from youth cafes and mentorship schemes. To enhance rural access, 3 new mobile service units were launched, bringing essential social services to 447 residents who previously travelled long distances for help. In his closing remarks, Lont reaffirmed that while national budget pressures persist, the Western Cape remains steadfast in building what he called a compassionate province where accountability meets innovation. The department also reiterated its long-term vision to strengthen public-private partnerships aimed at addressing systemic poverty in the province. By expanding outreach programs and digital access points in rural districts, officials believe they can make essential social support services faster, fairer, and more transparent for the Western Cape's most vulnerable households. The city's Disaster Risk Management Centre has issued an urgent alert after gale force winds and high temperatures ignited multiple fires across informal settlements. According to the city's Disaster Risk Management Centre spokesperson Sonica Latigan, nearly 500 residents have been affected since last Thursday. In Fumlani village near Eerste River, 17 structures were destroyed and 77 people displaced. Fires in Overcome Heights, Khayelitsha and Witsands added to the crisis, with relief organisations, including Gift of the Givers and Mustadafin Foundation, rushing in with food, clothing and shelter. Latigan urged vigilance. With these strong winds and rising heat, one spark can spread rapidly. We need the public to act fast and report fires immediately. The city's emergency hotline 0214807700 remains active 24 hours a day. Authorities warn that the hot, dry weather is expected to persist through the week, making October one of the busiest months for Cape Town's emergency services. Residents are reminded to check gas stoves, extinguish open flames, and avoid illegal electricity connections that often trigger shack fires. Humanitarian agencies continue assessing damage while displaced families receive emergency aid. Latigan concluded that community awareness and rapid reporting remain our best defense against fire disasters. The Western Cape Department of Infrastructure says steady progress is being made on the R138 million maintenance of Toitskloof Pass linking Paarl and Rawsonville, now set for completion by December 2025. The 21-kilometre stretch, closed since September 1st, underwent full resurfacing and structural rehabilitation under a rigorous preventative maintenance plan. Director Jandre Bakker confirmed that delays followed a temporary reopening when the Huguenot Tunnel closed after an incident, forcing crews to pause critical work. The pass is now scheduled to reopen under traffic control by the 10th of November. The scope covers asphalt overlays, rut and crack repairs, culvert and retaining wall restoration, subsoil and side drain construction, and safety upgrades including signage, guardrails, and fencing. According to Infrastructure Minister Tertuis Simmers, the project has already generated 127 short-term jobs and 9,000 person days of employment, with R11.2 million spent on local procurement. Simmers said the initiative forms part of the province's long-term strategy to extend the lifespan of core transport assets through consistent maintenance rather than costly full rebuilds. In tight fiscal conditions, we must work smarter. This project shows how innovation, preventative care, and local empowerment combine to protect infrastructure value, he said. The department emphasized that the work underscores its wider goal of keeping Western Cape roads safe, efficient, and economically vital for both freight and tourism traffic. Tensions have reignited in the Western Cape taxi industry following the fatal shooting of CATA leader Thembelane Mazola on the R300 near Somerset West, barely 72 hours after government reopened routes previously closed due to violence between rival associations. 2 bodyguards were injured in the ambush, while police continue to search for suspects. CATA spokesperson Nkululeko Sityebi said the killing marks yet another targeted hit on senior executives, calling it a disturbing trend that threatens the industry's stability. "It feels like the lives of taxi businessmen mean nothing," he said, urging urgent arrests. CATA issued a statement distancing itself from the shooting, expressing condolences and reaffirming commitment to peace talks. Western Cape Police spokesperson Sergeant Wesley Twigg confirmed that Delft detectives are investigating cases of murder and attempted murder, noting the victims were traveling in a convoy when gunmen opened fire. Provincial officials, including ANC caucus spokesperson Benson Nketsu, condemned the violence, and called for immediate intervention by both provincial government and industry leadership. The incident follows last month's clashes that claimed 6 lives, prompting temporary route closures under the National Land Transport Act. Authorities warn that any resurgence of violence could see those restrictions reinstated. Public outrage has erupted after a shocking bullying video filmed at Milnerton High School went viral this week, prompting the Western Cape Education Department to take swift disciplinary action. The footage, which shows a grade 10 learner being attacked by several boys, some believed to be members of the school's rugby first team, has sparked both a police investigation and a public call for accountability. Western Cape Education Department spokesperson Bronagh Hammond confirmed that 8 learners have been suspended pending disciplinary hearings. She said the school acted immediately upon learning of the assault, identifying those responsible and launching an internal investigation. The decision to suspend was taken to ensure a fair and transparent process while prioritizing the safety and well-being of all learners, Hammond stated. She also appealed to the public to stop sharing the video, stressing that further circulation intensifies trauma for the victim and violates learners' rights to privacy and dignity. Police spokesperson Sergeant Wesley Twigg confirmed that a criminal case has been opened and investigations are underway. The incident reportedly occurred on the 16th of October after school hours and has since drawn national attention. The department also highlighted the ongoing Matric exams, assuring parents that measures have been implemented to keep learning environments calm and secure. Meanwhile, parents and community members are expected to march to Milnerton High later today, demanding stronger anti-bullying policies and accountability from school authorities. The Western Cape Education Department reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring that justice, counselling and policy reform follow swiftly. This story serves as a stark reminder that violence in schools must never be normalised, and that compassion, accountability and education remain at the heart of Cape Townian values. Cape Town is steering confidently into the global spotlight as one of the world's leading hubs for luxury catamaran production and marine craftsmanship. The city is home to Robertson and Kane, one of the world's largest catamaran manufacturers, along with numerous boatyards driving the Western Cape's booming ocean economy. According to John Lawson, CEO of the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the sector's sustained success stems from the city's skilled artisans and deep sailing culture. For many, boat building is not merely an occupation, but a passion inspired by the ocean, Lawson explained. He cited world-renowned solo sailor Kirsten Neuschafer, whose 36-foot yacht was modified at a Cape Town yard before her historic 233-day circumnavigation, a journey that earned her international acclaim. Before the pandemic, the industry recorded an average 17% annual growth, with South Africa's marine exports reaching 4.3 billion rand last year. However, this success also brings challenges: limited marina space and infrastructure strain. A collaborative initiative known as Blue Cape, supported by the city and the Victoria and Alfred waterfront, is working to expand maritime opportunities and attract further investment. The inaugural African Boating Conference, hosted by Blue Cape, celebrates this global recognition while highlighting the sustainability efforts shaping the sector's future. It's a success story rooted in passion, perseverance, and local craftsmanship, Lawson said. Cape Town's growing reputation not only reflects its shipwrights' expertise, but also showcases how innovation and seafaring heritage can steer the mother city toward a prosperous ocean economy. The Western Cape Department of Mobility has taken a bold step toward cleaner, safer, and more inclusive transport by launching its non-motorized transport demonstration town project in Hermanus. The initiative, announced by Mobility Minister Ricardo Sileku alongside Overstrand Mayor Archie Klaas, aims to make walking and cycling safe, accessible, and sustainable options for every Cape Townian. The project will demonstrate how targeted investment in pedestrian and cycling infrastructure can reduce congestion, improve safety, and support low-carbon mobility. Minister Sileku said the partnership shows the province's commitment to transport solutions that connect people to opportunity while saving lives. The Hermanos project includes upgraded intersections, traffic calming zones, accessible walkways, and bike distribution programs supported by safety and awareness campaigns. The department says the model will serve as a blueprint for future mobility projects across the province, aligning with the provincial sustainable transport program and Overstrand Municipality's integrated development plan. Mayor Klaas added that the initiative marks an important step toward designing towns that work for people, where walking and cycling aren't luxuries but safe, everyday realities. Hermanos was chosen for its population size, strong economic base, and proximity to underserved communities such as Zwelile. With 8 shovel-ready construction projects already identified, the department expects visible progress within months. Sileku concluded, "By investing in safe, inclusive and non-motorized mobility, we are not only protecting lives, but building the Western Cape of tomorrow, one step and one pedal stroke at a time." Sometimes the smallest loss can reveal the biggest hearts. When Jake Abel lost his monogrammed birthday wallet in Sea Point late one night, he expected frustration, not friendship. Using his AirTag, Jake tracked it in real time, watching the signal zigzag through the streets before spotting a woman named Gillian carrying it. Moments later, she declined his call, and panic set in. By morning, Jake launched his own CSI Sea Point search. With the help of 15 grocery delivery drivers, he scoured the neighborhood until a local beach cleaner named Keith overheard the story and joined in. Hours later, Keith found Gillian sleeping nearby. Instead of anger, Jake approached her kindly, explaining that he only wanted his wallet back. Gillian sent a child to fetch it, and moments later, it was returned with everything inside. In gratitude, Jake took both Gillian and Keith shopping for groceries, turning a stressful night into a story of compassion that's now gone viral. "It's one of those only in Cape Town moments," said Good Things Guy founder Brent Lindecke. A reminder that amid chaos, there are still salt-of-the-earth people who step up and do the right thing. A lost wallet, a kind heart, and a city united by empathy. Proof that humanity is alive and well in the mother city. The Western Cape government has unveiled a bold new vision for South Africa's most relied-upon transport mode, the minibus taxi. This week, Mobility Minister Isaac Sileku launched the Minibus Taxi Executive Leadership Program at the University of Cape Town's Graduate School of Business, marking the first provincial initiative to nurture ethical, innovative, and future-ready leaders in the taxi industry. The 6-month program, designed with the UCTGSB, blends academic training with real-world projects aimed at improving collaboration, safety, and operational standards. Sileku said, transformation in the taxi sector was no longer optional, but essential for its survival. His remarks come in the wake of recent unrest in Khayelitsha and Mafuleni, where temporary route closures tested the industry's resilience. "We chose leadership over conflict," Sileku said, adding that this program will build a generation of leaders who value people before profit. Among the collaborators is Craig Arendse, CEO of Resolve and Change Systems, who said the future depends on leaders with credibility and business discipline. Andil Peters of Kidrigan echoed the call, emphasizing ethics and integrity in a sector serving millions daily. Program participant Alison Portland said it will empower drivers and owners alike to think like professionals, not passengers. With support from academia and government, the Western Cape hopes to drive transformation, one leader at a time. Cape Town's iconic Camps Bay beachfront has transformed into a world-class sports arena this weekend as the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Elite 16 enters its final stages. 96 athletes from 48 countries are competing for global ranking points in what marks the first leg of a 5-year hosting deal between Volleyball World and the city of Cape Town. Today's schedule includes the round of 12 and quarter-finals, with the semi-finals and finals set for Sunday, broadcast live on SABC Sport and VBTV. Minister of Cultural Affairs and Sport Henri Marais praised the event for cementing the Western Cape as a global sporting destination. International stars such as Ewa Dumbauskaite and Gerda Grudzinskaite from Lithuania, who triumphed in recent matches in the Philippines, are among the fan favorites. The event has drawn crowds from across the Cape, with thousands lining the promenade to witness world-class athleticism against the backdrop of Table Mountain. Organizers say the tournament not only boosts tourism, but also inspires local youth through clinics and outreach programs. As the final serves soar into the Camps Bay sunset, Cape Town once again proves its power to deliver both sport and spectacle on a global scale. Monday will bring a cooler, breezy pattern across Cape Town, Paarl, and Stellenbosch. Cape Town starts near 13 to 14 degrees, reaching about 18 degrees under partly cloudy skies, with a fresh southwesterly at 20 to 30 kilometers an hour, easing late afternoon. Paarl and Stellenbosch peak at 19 to 20 degrees, with similar winds and brief sunny breaks after a cool morning. The Atlantic will run a moderate southwest swell, around 2 to 2.5 meters, with a 12 to 14 second period. Seas will be slight to moderate in bays, choppier on exposed points. High tide is due around 6 o'clock in the morning and again near 6 o'clock in the evening, with low tide close to 12 o'clock midday. Sunrise is at 6:21 and sunset at 7 o'clock in the evening. UV levels rise to high by midday. Hats and SPF are recommended for commuters and outdoor workers. With that, we wrap up this week's recap, and now you know what's happening in the Mother City. Thank you for watching Cape Town News. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. We appreciate your support. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget, the next bulletin drops tomorrow at 12 noon on YouTube. Meanwhile, stay safe, informed, and connected.